My name is Detective Brian Weisbrot with the Monmouth County Prosecutor's Office. I'm currently located in my county-issued vehicle, parked behind the Neptune City Police Department. Present in the car is Detective Nicholas Catalona of the Monmouth County Prosecutor's Office Forensic and Technical Services Bureau, along with Preston Taylor and Preston Taylor's attorney, John Perrone. We're here in reference to Monmouth County Prosecutor's Office case number HM 16-00178. Today's date is Friday, April 21st, 2017, and the current time is approximately 3:41 p.m. The reason why we are here today is we are going to be transporting Preston Taylor and his attorney to the Route 35 bridge connecting Neptune Township and the borough of Belmar for the purpose of allowing Preston Taylor to show members of the investigative team where he and Liam McAtasney disposed of Sarah Stern's remains on December 2nd of 2016. Preston, if you can please explain what vehicle that you traveled to the Route 35 bridge on February 2nd, 2016.
I drove there in my car, the black Mercury Mystique.
Okay, and what vehicle was Liam McAtasney traveling in that day?
Sarah's Buick, I believe it was.
Okay, and who was in the vehicle with Liam at that time?
It was just Sarah and Liam.
Okay, and prior to traveling to the bridge, where were you and Liam located?
At Sarah's house.
Okay. And on Friday, December 2nd of 2016, were you at your residence at the time that Liam had returned home from work?
Yes.
Okay. And your residence is located, or was located where?
11 Holly Street here in Neptune City.
Okay. And when Liam had returned home, did you and Liam travel anywhere together after he returned home from work?
We waited a little while and then we went over to Sarah's house directly from there.
Okay. Approximately how long did you and Liam wait at 11 Holly before you traveled to Sarah's house?
About an hour, hour and a half.
Okay. And what is the reason why you and Liam were traveling to Sarah's house?
To wait until later on when there'd be less traffic on the bridge.
Okay. And what was the purpose of traveling to the bridge?
To dispose of Sarah's body, throwing it off of the bridge into the marina.
Okay. So you said you waited approximately 1 hour to an hour and a half before you traveled to Sarah's house?
Yes.
Okay. And when you got to Sarah's house, approximately how long did you stay there?
Roughly 15 minutes.
Okay. And what are some of the things that you did when you got to Sarah's house?
We went inside to look for Liam's misplaced phone. Liam went to grab the safe from Sarah's bedroom, and then we moved Sarah's body from where it was hidden in the bushes through the backyard and over the fence into her car, parked on Midwood Street.
Okay. And you said you were there for approximately 15 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay. And you departed from Sarah's house in which vehicle?
The Mercury Mystique.
Okay. And Liam was in what vehicle?
Sarah's.
Okay. And which vehicle did you and Liam place Sarah's body in?
Sarah's car.
Okay. And what was your route of travel from Sarah's house to the Route 35 bridge?
I made the right off of Midwood Street onto Steiner, straight to the intersection on 35, and made a left and continued straight to the Belmar Bridge.
Okay. And are you aware if Liam traveled to the Route 35 bridge on the same route that you took?
No, he took another roundabout way to avoid being seen on any of the storefront cameras along 35.
Okay. And are you aware of the route of travel that Liam took?
No.
Okay. Did he tell you how he traveled to the bridge that day?
He said he went across 35 and continued on down Steiner.
Okay, but he didn't provide you with any specific information after that as to what roads he took?
No.
Okay. And did you arrive on the bridge first, or did Liam arrive on the bridge first?
I arrived at the bridge first.
Okay. And do you recall seeing Liam arrive in Sarah's car that night?
Not arriving, but I did see him parked on the entrance onto the bridge from Seaview Island, I believe it is.
Okay. So you saw him arriving from the Neptune Township side, is that correct?
Yes.
And where on the bridge did Liam park Sarah's vehicle when he arrived?
Just before the very top crest of the bridge on the Neptune side.
Okay. And was he on the southbound side of the bridge?
Yes.
He was on the southbound side or the northbound side?
Southbound side.
Okay. And when you initially arrived on the bridge, where did you park your car?
On the northbound side, parallel his car in the left lane.
Okay. So Sarah's car was on the southbound side of the bridge,
Yes.
and your car was on the
Northbound side.
okay. And where on the northbound side of the bridge did you park your car?
In the left lane. Perpendicular with Sarah's car.
Okay. And were you next to a sidewalk, or were you next to a median in the middle of the roadway?
I was next to the median.
Okay. And at any point, did you relocate your car from the northbound side of the bridge to any other location of the bridge?
Yes, I pulled around and made a circle, looping back to the southbound side, and parked behind Sarah's car.
Okay. And when we travel to the bridge momentarily, will you be able to show members of the investigative team specifically where you observed Sarah's car parked on the bridge that night?
Yes.
Okay. And will you be able to identify the location on the bridge where you and Preston had thrown Sarah's body over the bridge?
Me and Liam, yes.
You and Liam, I'm sorry. And will you be able to show us where your vehicle was parked on the northbound side of the roadway?
Yes.
Okay. In a moment, we're going to depart from the Neptune City Police Department and travel to the bridge so you can identify those locations. Is that okay with you?
Of course.
Okay. And you agreed to participate in this today, is that correct, Preston?
Yes.
Okay, and you had an opportunity to consult with your attorney on doing this?
Correct.
Okay. Preston, we're currently at the intersection, approaching the intersection of Route 35, heading southbound at the intersection of Steiner Avenue. Is this the location where you accessed Route 35 from?
Yes.
Okay. And were you traveling on Steiner Avenue? And did you make a left-hand turn onto Route 35?
Yes.
Preston, we are currently approaching the base of the Route 35 bridge on the Neptune Township side. Can you please identify the location where Liam had parked Sarah Stern's vehicle on December 2nd, 2016?
Yes. Yeah, right over here.
Now I'm pulling my vehicle off to the shoulder of the roadway. Is this the area where the car was parked?
No, a little further up.
Okay, so I'm going to continue to drive forward. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. And if you can tell me where to stop my car.
Yeah. A little further up. Just a few feet before where Detective Volbrick is up there.
Okay.
Roughly right about here, yeah.
All right, so I'm going to park my car here. Now, was Sarah's car where our vehicle is right now, or is it a little further up where Detective Volbrick is standing?
Roughly in this area, between here and there.
Okay. And we're going to step out of the car. Preston, and if you can roughly on the bridge,
it's just before all. So our car would have been parked parked right about right here.
Okay. You say it was parked here. Was it parked in the roadway or was it parked in the shoulder?
It was parked on the shoulder.
Okay. And the car was facing south
southbound,
as you were heading Belmar.
Yeah.
Okay. And you remember that based on what equipment?
This all right here.
If you can please explain where in Sarah's car was Sarah's body at that time?
In the passenger seat, side closest to the curb.
Okay. And when you say the passenger seat, are you talking about the front or the back?
Front passenger seat.
Okay. And when you arrived, where did you park your car?
I parked directly behind Sarah's car.
Also facing south?
Also facing southbound.
Okay. And that when you arrived in the area of Sarah's car on the southbound side, that wasn't your first time that you were parked on the side of the bridge, is that correct? That day?
It was.
Okay. Were you parked anywhere else on the bridge prior to parking here?
I'd parked on the northbound side, just next to the median.
Okay. And was that before you arrived here with Sarah's car, or was that after?
Before.
Okay. And can you please explain and demonstrate and show where you were located when you and Liam had thrown Sarah's body over the bridge?
Liam had lifted Sarah's body by the shoulders and gotten her partially up onto the curb, where I then grabbed her by the legs.
Hold on. What is this?
Okay.
We're saying Liam had her
by the shoulders and hoisted her up onto the railing, and then I pushed her feet over so that she was going over the rest of the way.
And relative to this railing right now, where were her legs located? Were legs on the south side or on the north side of the railing? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, her legs would have been south side.
Okay, so
north side. Legs were over here and her torso was up on the southbound side.
Her head was closer to this side.
Yeah.
Her legs were down
closer to the north side.
Okay. And are you confident that her body went over the bridge prior to getting to this equipment?
Yes.
You remember seeing this equipment?
Yes.
Okay.
Specifically that cone-shaped radar piece right there.
And this is the area where Sarah was thrown over the bridge?
Yes.
Okay. Right before this equipment?
Yes.
And when you arrived in this area, you had previously mentioned that Sarah's car was already here?
Yes.
Okay. And where was Sarah's body at that point? Was it in the car, outside the car?
Partially in and out of the car. Her legs were still in the front passenger seat, and her torso was laying out into the road.
Okay. And if we can just walk out into the roadway here, and I would like you just to show us where you parked your car on the other side.
I'd parked perpendicular to where Sarah's car was, just right about here.
Now when you say perpendicular, what do you mean by that?
Well, her car facing this way, perpendicular, so it was directly across where her car was.
Okay. So Sarah's car is parked here, correct?
Yes.
So her car is parked like this.
Yes, my car was pulled over close to the median.
Outside. Okay, so your car and her car were parallel to each other.
Yeah.
Okay. And you were parked alongside this median?
Yes, on the northbound side.
Okay, so you're on this side of the roadway?
Yes.
Okay. You were not parked in the shoulder over there?
No.
You were parked over here?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And approximately how long was your car parked on the north side of the roadway, along the median?
Roughly 30 seconds.
Okay. And then you departed from here, and what did you do?
I continued down the northbound side, up to the circle up there, made the loop, and came back up the southbound side, where I then parked behind Sarah's car.
Okay. And what is the reason why your car was first parked on the northbound side along the median here? moved it and came behind Sarah's car?
Liam was going to throw the body over himself and then run across and jump over the median and get in the passenger seat of my car. But he tripped on the curb and found that he wasn't strong enough to pull Sarah up and over himself. So he radioed me on the walkie-talkie and told me to loop around and to come help him get her over.
Okay. And when he radioed to you on the walkie-talkie, is that when you proceeded to head northbound on Route 35 and turn around?
Yes.
And then you came and traveled southbound on Route 35 and approached the bridge and parked behind Sarah's car?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And besides throwing Sarah's body over the bridge, did you throw any other property or anything else over the bridge that day?
No.
Okay. We can step back out back onto the sidewalk here, please. And after Sarah's body was thrown over the bridge, did either you or Liam look over the railing
No.
to see what had happened to her body?
No.
Okay. All right, we can proceed back to the car now. Is there anything else that we did not ask you regarding the disposal of Sarah's body over the bridge that you think would be important for us to know?
As she went over immediately after her body was up and over the rail, as we were running back to my car, the black Mercury Mystique, we heard a loud metallic bang, and that was all.
Okay. Did you have any conversation with Liam about that noise that you heard?
No.
Okay. Did you mention it to him, or did you ask him a question about it, or did he ask you any questions about it?
No.
Okay. And then after her body was thrown over the bridge, what did you guys do?
We got back into my vehicle, the black Mercury Mystique. Liam crouched down beneath the seat in the dashboard to avoid being seen by traffic cams down at that stoplight. And we drove down the bridge, made the left onto 8th Avenue, and then continued on our way back to the house on 11 Holly Street.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Preston. We're going to head back into the car now.
Okay.
Preston, we're going to continue traveling south on the bridge into Belmar. And can you please explain how you and Liam, where you and Liam traveled to after leaving the bridge that night?
Yes, we got into the left lane. And up here at the light, we got all the way into the left turn lane and made a left onto 8th Avenue.
Okay, and where did you go from there?
We continued down to Main Avenue, where we made another left onto Main Avenue and continued along that way through Avon.
Main and headed into Avon?
Yeah, across the drawbridge connecting Main Avenue to Avon.
And once you were on Main Street in Avon, where did you go to?
We continued to the intersection of a bridge that crosses over 35 into Neptune City.
Is that Sylvania Avenue are you referring to?
I believe so.
And where was your destination to? Where were you traveling to?
11 Holly Street in Neptune City.
So you essentially left the bridge and traveled directly back to 11 Holly?
Yes. This bridge here to our right is the one that we crossed over into Neptune City.
Okay.
And then we merged back onto 35 right here, where we then made the right onto Steiner, and then back towards 11 Holly.
And Preston, prior to transporting you to the Neptune City Police Department before we went out to the bridge, we had spent some time with you and Mr. Barone, and you had provided us with some additional information regarding items, an item that may have been still in the house that you shared at 11 Holly with Liam. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. What did you tell us had remained in the house?
A small red envelope with a key to the safety deposit box that Sarah had at the bank in Bradley Beach, and a 50-cent coin.
Okay. And who put that? Where was that key located?
Inside the heating vent in the back bedroom of the house at 11 Holly.
Okay. And who put the key and a coin? You said.
Yeah,
Okay. And who put those items into that heating vent?
I did.
Okay. And where is the heating vent located?
On the floor of that back bedroom underneath the window
Okay. And that was your
to the
bedroom?
right of the closet. Yes.
Additionally, you had indicated to us that for a period of time that the money that was stolen from Sarah was placed somewhere in your house as well. Is that correct?
Yes.
And where did you tell us that money was stored?
It was stored in the attic underneath the insulation in between the rafters.
And was there one location in the attic that the money was stored, or were there multiple locations that money was stored?
Two specific locations. One, 4 rafters to the right of the entrance to the attic, and then again, it was later moved into the very far corner above the driveway.
Okay. And is it your understanding that that money has since been removed from the attic?
Yes.
Okay. And where did that money get placed after it was removed from the attic?
It was put into Liam's safe and then buried at Hartshorn Park up on Sandy Hook.
Okay. And did you ever go back up into the attic to ensure that there was no money left?
No.
Okay. So do you know whether or not there is money that still remains up in the attic?
No.
Okay. Liam, Preston, I'm sorry, we have returned back to the Neptune City Police Department. Before we conclude, is there any additional information that you feel would be important for us to know regarding the Route 35 bridge and/or the disposal of Sarah's body?
No.
Okay. If there's nothing further, we'll go ahead and conclude our meeting today. The current time is approximately 4:13 p.m.